The Universal God of Destruction tournament continues with Goku now being officially eliminated. We set the stage for Piccolo to go one-on-one against Frost. Welcome Dragon Ball fans to my official Dragon Ball Super episode review entitled Piccolo vs. Frost. Bet everything on the Makankosappo, which is the special beam cannon. Now, as we move forward in the Universal God of Destruction tournament with Piccolo stepping forward to compete against Frost, being that I was on the road watching this episode in a packed car with people, it seemed like everyone was getting a kick out of what was going on in the episode. Now, I will discuss, the details as to what happened in the entirety of the episode alongside the official breakdown of this episode leading into next week's episode of Vegeta versus Frost in about an hour or so. So go on ahead and check it out when you guys do so. You might not want to miss out. And yes, I said Vegeta versus Frost because this episode was absolutely crazy. It was shocking nonetheless. So go on ahead and check the updates out down in the description below and comment section below. So now let's get into the episode. Now Goku has been officially eliminated by Frost during the second round of this tournament. It was said that yes, indeed, it was Frost who was responsible for Goku's defeat using a very special technique that temporarily paralyzes the host. Now, what technique may this be? Well, essentially, it was a little needle. It was a little needle sticking out of his arm, and whoever it touched, it caused them to momentarily be paralyzed. Now, in this essence, guys, in this episode, we found out, and I swear to God, when I first found this out, my mind blew. Now, Frost is not a good person. Frost is indeed a bad character. He is a villain. He is a space pirate. He deceived all of us. I am shocked. And so prior to that, when Piccolo stepped on forward, Goku went up to Beerus, and Beerus was very mad. Beerus is like, what the hell happened? He was very upset. Champa was celebrating, obviously, because that's 2 down. And so Piccolo stepped on forward, and when Piccolo fought Frost, it was really, really cool because right from the get-go, Piccolo told Frost that he had something planned for him. That was a special beam cannon, but while Piccolo was charging it, because normally we see people charging up their attacks, and the other person's just waiting there with ready to get hit. In this case, Frost actually charged Piccolo while he was charging up the beam, and he wanted to prevent Piccolo from even charging up the beam to begin with, and so he tried to do everything he could to stop Piccolo, but essentially it didn't really work until he was able to momentarily knock Piccolo out to where he pushed Piccolo towards the edge of the ring. But Piccolo, being very smart, he wrapped his arm, he stretched out his arm around Frost, and he grabbed him. He was charging up the beam, and here I thought, alright, he's gonna make contact with Frost, but actually what Frost did was he lifted up his arm as Piccolo had his arm wrapped around him, charging the beam with the other hand. Frost was able to lift up his arm, and slowly but surely he was able to poke Piccolo just once, and that was all he needed to do to cause Piccolo to lose balance, to lose focus. And Frost went on ahead to charge on in. He just kicked Piccolo right in the chest, and then he went on ahead to punch Piccolo right in the jaw. I thought he broke his jaw, and then that caused Piccolo to lose balance, ultimately losing the beam, and the beam went on ahead to go up in the air, and it went through the dome, causing massive air to be sucked out of the dome. And at that given point, we see Frost, put his palm at, Piccolo's chest, and he blew a hole in his chest. It was very similar to how Frieza did it. Now, Piccolo went down, and then, Frost was declared the winner, and then at that given point, their announcers was like, alright, here's your winner, Frost, and Jocko pointed something out, because Jocko apparently has really good eyesight, so he's able to point things out better than anyone else, and he noticed something. He noticed that every time Frost did a certain gesture or a certain movement, it caused someone to just go down, as we saw when Frost punched Goku, Goku's palm was, touching Frost's forearm, essentially where the needle was. Same thing applies to Piccolo. When Piccolo had his arm wrapped around him, all Frost needed to do was lift up his arm and poke him once, and that was it. So Jocko pointed it out. Champa accused Beerus' team of lying. It was just a back and forth thing. I felt like I was watching Jerry Springer. It was really freaking awesome. Such a good episode. And then at that given moment, Frost admits that yes, he has cheated because the announcer was pretty much investigating him, because Vegeta got up and Vegeta's like, check him, and as the announcer's checking him, they actually point out and they find the little needle hidden within his forearm. And when the announcer touched it, the announcer went down. The announcer was dazed, and indeed, he has in fact poisoned people. He poisoned Piccolo, he poisoned Goku, and he poisoned the announcer, and everyone saw it for themselves, and Champa was pissed. Champa was so pissed, Champa wanted to kill him right then and there, but in fact, Vegeta called it off. Vegeta said, no, rather than disqualifying him, rather than killing him, let me fight him. And in fact, Frost was actually telling a very interesting story as he was there, as he was explaining what has been going on. I will be able to translate that tomorrow when the subs come out, but he was essentially talking about how he was and how he deceived everybody, but in fact he's evil, he's a bad person. So we do know that the Arcosian, or the Frieza Klansman, whatever you want to call them, to sum it all up, there is no such thing as a good character coming out of that race, because apparently Frost deceived everybody into allowing everybody to believe that he was good, just for him to go on ahead and poison people. Now I didn't really see this coming at all, but towards the end we see Vegeta wanting to challenge Frost, and that's where the next episode is going to go on ahead and pick up. We're going to have Super Saiyan Vegeta versus Frost. It is going to be absolutely awesome. Honestly, guys, I will say Dragon Ball Super is rushing. I've been reading a lot of your comments, and a lot of you guys are like, man, I can't stand Dragon Ball Super now, and I'm just like, why? And a lot of you guys are like, oh man, they're rushing stuff, and everything's just going by way too fast. I do agree, everything is just being rushed by very, very quickly, but needless to say, I think that so far, a lot of things have been happening that kind of raises a lot of questions, but at the same time, it's good because we get to have more clarity, we get to have more understanding as to what the hell's going on. So ultimately, leave your thoughts down below, guys, as to your overall thoughts on Frost, you know, just deceiving everybody and him actually being a bad guy. And what are your overall thoughts going into next week's episode? How is Vegeta going to fare up against Frost? Again, I will do my further breakdown video for this episode and next week's episode in the next video coming up in an hour or so. So you guys might want to go on ahead and tune in for that. Once again, everybody, thank you all for watching. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you guys don't miss a single Dragon Ball update. If you guys enjoyed it, if you guys are hyped about this, don't forget to smash that like button. Leave your overall thoughts down in the comment section below. Tune in for more, and I'll be seeing you guys in the breakdown video. Again, if you guys want to go ahead and watch this, because a lot of you guys are often like, man, Alex, where do you go on ahead and watch this? There are so many websites out there that they can go on ahead and find, such as AnimeRush.tv and like Kiss Anime and stuff. There's so many awesome websites that do have amazing features and sites that you can go ahead and watch this at. So the sub will be debuting in about 6 to 7 hours or so, give or take on what website you use. But the subs will be out tomorrow, and it's going to be awesome to read up on as to what the hell's going on. So once again, guys, thank you all for watching. Tune in for the breakdown, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys in the next update. It is getting crazy, everybody. Take it easy. Peace.